day, but then they canceled that second day shoot, so the extras weren't informed. So the hundreds of extras showed up for work the next day, and they refused to pay. Like production was like refused to pay them for that second day of work because they weren't informed. And like riot police had to show up to get rid of the crowd.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, especially out in LA where the extras are all they're all SAG affiliated.
Yeah, so that's probably why they rioted. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. Yeah, man, that movie had some really awful behind the scenes stuff going on.
But I mean, Shane Black got paid $1 million for the script.
Yeah,
that's insane. And then Milo was even worse in the movie. They toned him down.
yeah. In the original script, he was like a snuff director as well.
Some weird stuff in there. So I mean, I guess they had to tone it down. You can't show that. And like the third act, I think was all on like water. Like you never shoot on water if you have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's from what I previously read, this movie, during the first few screenings was getting some negative test backs, and they were expecting it to be like an NC-17 rating. I mean, that is hard.
Yeah.
That is a brutal rating. I mean, I don't think that there's any way if this movie came out today, as it is, I don't know. I feel like I've seen worse movies than this that are far harder rated R movies. But I guess for being 1991, it was definitely pushing the envelope.
I mean, they dropped the F-bomb 102 times.
Which is great. They're all perfectly timed.
But you know what, though? I still, even with all these behind-the-scenes productions and behind-the-scenes problems with the production, I still think this final fight ties everything together nicely. It does put a bow on the majority of the stuff, and it ends well enough, right? I like this fight. I remember liking this a lot as a kid. I dug this final fight. I liked, the catching of the gun, the stab in the leg, the punches, the kicks, and the blood explosion on the helicopter, and the horse throw by Damon Wayans. So it still comes together, and that's why we're talking about it.
It is brutal. It's very over the top, but it's also very short duration. I think if this had gone on, 3 or 4 minutes long fight of that length, it'd probably be really hard to buy into. But the fact that you said that it's 13, 14 seconds long, it's quick. Yeah. It's quick. It's a hard hitter, and by the time, it's fast. You're not able to just sit there and marinate on it.
And I think it's good. We're able to watch a good detective dance badly at the end. So I kind of like that.
Dude, I love it. I love the whole movie.
Yeah. And I also
so crazy.
It's gnarly. It's so 1991, this movie. It's grimy. It's one of those rare movies where you can feel the sweat on it. There's something about a really committed, sweaty Bruce Willis that makes you feel the sweat. Does that make sense?
Oh, man. So good. If the listeners have not watched this, you need to go watch it. Have some carbonated beverages, a few alcoholic beverages, whatever it takes, get your mind right, and check this thing out.
And avoid all shredders.
And avoid shredders and helicopter blades.
All right, well, this was fun, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Tom Tresmer, this is Final Fights. We'll see you next week.